I was really not expecting to be the first one to be called, but Ijaz Saab has thrown a surprise at me. Ijaz Saab, thank you very much. I'm always honored to be here, and I'm truly humbled to have the opportunity to sit on the stage and speak alongside very, very distinguished leaders of our country, and most particularly Ahsan Iqbal Saab. I'm sure I will be no match to his intellect, experience, and oratory. So I'll probably bore you, and you're all looking forward to listening to him. But I will make a very a small effort to add a couple of pennies of value. I'm not an economist. The subject is Turnaround Pakistan. It's our favorite subject. And I'm not a professor, I'm not an economic analyst, I'm not a politician. I have just grinded my heels for 3.5 decades in the world of business in Pakistan, and from a background where the family had no businesses. I'll just put the key contribution I want to make here is that our way forward is really based on some basics. And these basics are undisputed. And I was sitting with a gentleman who is aware of the doings of the governments, and he asked me, Ghazi Saab, we all know what the solutions are. Why don't we do it? And honestly, here is the underlying problem. Just let's get going and get it done. The noises will always be there. When a party or a leader, he leads a nation of 220 struggling people, 220 million or 230 million, noises will always be there. We are a very free society in many ways. Media, we have so many opportunities to speak out, so noises will always be there. Leg pulling will be there. Bullying will be there. That's how human nature is. And the real leader who will take us to progress and prosperity that we haven't achieved in 75 years will be the one who rises above all of this, who makes peace with all these noises, irrespective of who is right and who is wrong. He will be the most respected leader. As Mr. Nelson Mandela said, we all know about this, his very famous statement. He was imprisoned for 25 or God knows how many years. And somebody asked him, will he be taking revenge? And he said, my desire for revenge is not stronger than the interest of South Africa. And this is the kind of attitude that will take us forward. The economic progress, the moment we start making it, is the answer to all these things. All the institutions that may be bullying or bothering will all align behind it, the success. That is the key. What I look for as symptoms of success in any government, in any leader, is the steps that take basic steps towards the progress or the development of our economy. Those who get submerged into squabbling or trying to answer an abuse with a stronger abuse, frankly, I lose faith in them. The respect will is for those who rise above and take the nation forward, just like our Quaid-e-Azam did. Unfortunately, there is an incident where at a gathering, a Muslim, he tried to hit the Qaid with a chair. But it did not deter him. He did not squabble with him. He kept his vision very clear. He did not get lost into petty skirmishes. He had single-minded focus. And he got us there. our Erdogan, our Deng Xiaoping, our leader who will go in the history after Quaid-e-Azam and Allama Iqbal and Liaquat Ali Khan will be the one who embarks on this path of peace, but development and progress. That is a real leader. And what has to be delivered? There is no rocket science here. We all know, I'm not going to bore you with things which are already available. You touch push the button on internet and the answers are available. We all know about potential. I'm not going to tell you why, because many books have been written. Most of you know it much better than I do. But we know one simple thing, that even if we are halfway through our potential, we are among the leading economies of the world. Many businessmen sitting here. Can you imagine what it will do to our wealth and the wealth of the poor people of Pakistan? With that potential, now, we have never made any real economic progress in our history. And we are tied up in a liquidity crunch. And I'm sorry, no matter how many people may dislike it, but the answer in the short term is IMF. Anybody who argues against it is deceiving the people of Pakistan. We all know that's where the answer is. However, running away from it, saying something else and doing something else loses respect. The leader should have the courage to come out and say openly, this has to be done and why. That is the leader who will gain respect of the people, not the one who hides away from it. And those who criticize such good actions are deceiving the people of Pakistan for their petty gains. These are strong statements, but that's the truth. And yes, we need to negotiate hard, but once we make a deal, we need to stand by it to maintain our truth and credibility with the international community, and without that, we will not make the progress. And we also have to take, and that is where the real wisdom will come in, we'll have to take the steps to mitigate the impact of IMF in the short run. It's short run, short run, short run. That point has to be made to the people of Pakistan. The next is using the space. The space is only given in the short term to start restructuring our economy. Unfortunately, 75 years of leadership have not given us a properly structured economy. We need, it's no rocket science, import substitution. My very good friend just before me said that. Industrialization, can you imagine if we save the dollars, we set up the industry here, give them big incentives, the gains of that industrialization will pay for those incentives, just get going. Can you imagine the jobs, with jobs, purchasing power, with purchasing power, more spending, with more spending, more GDP. That's the medium term, but it's not an end in itself. But the real progress will come from gaining access to the trade in the international forum. Spanish ruled the world, trade. Dutch ruled the world, trade. Romans tried to rule the world through military might, failed. USSR tried to rule the world with military might, failed. There are other superpowers who are being right-sized, who are primarily based on strength of the military. And who is right-sizing the current superpower structure? China. It's trade. And we have that ability, the manpower, to make goods and services and sell all over the world. We are looking at 1 billion, 2 billion. It's pathetic. Such restructuring and progress will take us to 100 billion plus, billions of dollars. And that is where, with jobs created, the money spent on health, the money spent on education, the money spent on giving security to our people. So, a leader who is able to rise above these skirmishes and takes this path and delivers this to the people of Pakistan, don't you think he will be remembered beyond anybody else in this country after Quaid and Allama Iqbal? Now, in my view, last statement, I am very optimistic that knowing this nation and the openness we have in this country and the debate that I see around me, it may be uncomfortable, but all this debate, all this noise, is leading us towards the objectives, simple objectives, I think, that I have just narrated. Inshallah, we will get there.